But we're going to get to the numbers real today. Dr. Trey is not saying that there isn't a leap from this current gen into the next gen with the PS4 and the Xbox One. It's just the smallest leap we've seen. Really. You want to compare leaps from last generation to this generation to a leap from this generation to next generation? Let's do that, buddy. Let's see how that goes. Xbox, you had 64 megabytes of memory on that bad boy. You jump up to the Xbox 360 8 times. You're multiplying 64 megabytes by 8, and you're coming up with the 512 with the Xbox 360. Now, if we go from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, you're taking 512, multiplying that by 16 to get around 8,000, which is 8 gig. So you're looking at a larger jump for the Xbox from Xbox 360 to Xbox One than you had from Xbox to Xbox 360. So right now, already you're failing, Trey. Let's look at the PlayStation family. PlayStation 2, you had 32 megabytes in the RAM. And to go into the PS3, you had 512, so that's 16 times. PS3 is 16 times the RAM of the PlayStation 2. Let's look at the PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4. 512 in the PS3. Multiply that times 16, you got 8,000, which is 8 gig. So again, it's matching the leap it had. The PS3 to PS4 leap is matching the leap from the PS2 to the PS3. You're still failing, Trey. How's it going, buddy?
Hold up. So the gap from going from a PlayStation 3 to a PlayStation 4 is bigger than going from the PlayStation 2 to PlayStation 3 because the RAM increased more? Really, dude? I think this genius been reading Beyond 3D through a kaleidoscope.
Now here's where he could play. Here's where he could play his little fanboy role and try to roll with this, though he knows he was talking about PS4 and Xbox One, which he's already failed at, as I just showed. GameCube had 43 megabytes, and going to the Wii had 88. So it was only 2 times the RAM in the Wii compared to the GameCube. It's the weakest jump in the past couple generations, right? It is the weakest jump we've seen. Now, because of that weak jump, that inflates the jump from the Wii to the Wii U. The Wii U is 2 gigs of RAM, and you have 88 in the Wii. It's 22 times. The Wii U is 22 times the RAM that the Wii had. But if you took that 2,000, that 2 gig of the Wii U, and you divided it by 512, if the Wii had 512 like the PS3 and the 360 did, it would be just under 4 times the difference, right? So that jump would have been the weakest. Still, if we looked at comparing the Wii with 512, jumping to the Wii U with 2 gigabyte compared to the PS3 to PS4 or 360 to 1. Either way, you're wrong, brother. You're wrong.
This dude's playing dumb now. He know damn well when people say go from generation to generation, they're talking about all systems included in the generation.
The leap is equal to or greater in some instances than the prior generational leap that you want to tout so highly. Now, some of you fanboys are going to freak out. RAM isn't everything, and absolutely right. There's different kinds of RAM. We've got a big part of what consoles can do in the way of the processor. I understand all that fully. But
so in other words, you just knowingly wasted our time with an argument that you know doesn't hold any water. Good job.
RAM is a good indication of where the console maker wants to take that generation, right? How much room they want, how high they want that ceiling to be able to build off of and add to as the generation goes on and do more and more stuff. So it isn't everything, but it is a great indication of how the console maker feels about that next generation and where they want to go. And these numbers don't lie. One of the things I said in my prior video was that one of the biggest factors in the leap of prior generation into this current generation was going to HD. That resolution was a huge part of it. And Trey took that as me saying that it was only about resolution. Sure, it was about the character modeling. Sure, it was about the physics. But those things weren't huge leaps like you try to make them sound.
Oh, you're right, man. I could barely tell the difference.
Is it the same kind of leap we saw from the prior generation? Abso-fucking-lutely, buddy. And then he's got the balls. He's the one, when nobody else does this, who points to Madden as some graphical powerhouse to prove whether or not the next generation's got the power or not.
And I'm looking in the new Game Informer name.
You're the fucking idiot who started talking about Madden, brah. You showed one article that showed a 9.5 rating on graphics for Madden 07 or whatever the fuck. And all of a sudden that means Madden was one of the, biggest graphical powerhouse games that came out at the beginning of last generation. You're a fucking fool. Just the same as I showed Dude in that article talking about how he was impressed about how Madden 25 looked on the Xbox One and PS4 or whatever. That doesn't prove anything. Just proves some idiot is excited about fucking the next generation. And then to make that point that Madden got a 9.5 on graphics is to say that no Xbox One game or PS4 game is going to get at least one review with graphics showing a 9.5. Is that really the argument you want to roll with? You think in all the reviews that we're going to be able to pull up for Xbox One games and PS4 games at launch, nobody's going to rate any of those games a 9.5? And so if they did, it means that's the greatest graphics ever? Jesus Christ.
What the hell are you talking about?
Why? Why, Trey? Why do you even try? Because you fail, buddy. You just fail. I mean, you fail. You rushed out, you bought the Wii U. Oh, he held up, I said no games and he held up games. So the Wii U actually does have some games. Wow, big surprise. That wasn't what my point was, and you know it.
Come on, son. Get the fuck out of here with that shit.
But anyway, make yourself feel better however you need to, but don't do it by bullshitting people and trying to skew the fucking numbers and act like things weren't the way they were. The old fucking glory days of this current generation's launch. Oh man, next generation looks so bad. When you're the one on the fucking console that is the weakest. Jesus Christ. Why? Why, Trey? Why do you even try? Because you fail, buddy. You just fail. I mean, you fail.